On August 4, 2020, Beirut, the vibrant capital of Lebanon, was shaken by a catastrophic explosion that would forever alter its landscape and the lives of its residents. What began as a seemingly ordinary summer day transformed into one of the most devastating man-made disasters in modern history. At the heart of this tragedy was a stockpile of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, a highly volatile chemical that had been improperly stored in the port since 2014. Years of neglect, mismanagement, and rampant political corruption set the stage for this calamity, raising critical questions about accountability and governance in Lebanon. The ammonium nitrate, initially imported for agricultural use, had been left in a warehouse under dangerous conditions, with little regard for safety protocols. Reports of the hazardous material's presence had circulated for years, but warnings went unheeded amid a backdrop of governmental inertia and corruption. As political factions battled for power and control, the safety of citizens was tragically sidelined. Many residents were unaware of the looming danger, living their lives in the shadow of a ticking time bomb. At precisely 6:07 p.m. on that fateful day, an explosion erupted, unleashing a force that reverberated across the city. Witnesses described a blinding flash followed by a deafening roar, a shockwave that shattered windows, toppled buildings, and claimed lives in an instant. The explosion was so powerful that it was felt miles away, leaving a grim trail of destruction in its wake. In the aftermath, more than 200 people were confirmed dead, thousands were injured, and entire neighborhoods were left in ruins, forever changed by the catastrophic event. As emergency responders rushed to the scene, chaos ensued. Hospitals were overwhelmed with the injured, and the need for international aid became urgent. The scene was one of devastation. Streets were littered with debris, and the once bustling port lay in shambles, a stark reminder of the disaster that had unfolded. Amid the destruction, the resilience of the Lebanese people began to shine through. Neighbors came together to support one another, offering shelter, food, and comfort in a time of profound need. The human impact of the explosion was staggering. Survivors faced not only physical injuries but also deep psychological scars. Many lost loved ones, and those who survived the blast grappled with the trauma of that day. Community organizations sprang into action, providing assistance and counseling to those affected, emphasizing the strength of solidarity among the people. As the immediate crisis unfolded, it became clear that the emotional toll would last far longer than the physical damage. In the wake of the explosion, public outrage surged. Citizens took to the streets, demanding accountability from a government they held responsible for years of negligence and corruption. Protests erupted across Beirut, with demonstrators calling for sweeping reforms to a political system that had long been marred by inefficiency and malpractice. The blast served as a rallying point, uniting people from diverse backgrounds in a shared quest for justice and change. As the months passed, Lebanon faced immense challenges on multiple fronts. The explosion exacerbated an already dire economic crisis, pushing the nation deeper into turmoil. Infrastructure was left in ruins, businesses were destroyed, and unemployment soared. Despite these hardships, a renewed spirit of activism emerged, with citizens organizing to advocate for political reform and reconstruction efforts. The community rallied together to rebuild homes, support the injured, and ensure that their voices were heard in the corridors of power. Reconstruction efforts were met with both optimism and challenges. Local and international organizations began mobilizing resources to aid in the recovery process, yet the scale of the destruction made rebuilding a monumental task. Healthcare systems were strained under the weight of new injuries and ongoing economic pressures. Initiatives to address mental health emerged, recognizing the profound psychological impact of the disaster on survivors and the broader community. As Lebanon continues to navigate the aftermath of the explosion, The lessons learned from this tragedy resonate deeply. The events of August 4 highlighted systemic issues that had long plagued the nation, sparking a renewed commitment among citizens to demand accountability and pursue a brighter future. While the road to recovery remains fraught with challenges, the resilience and courage displayed by the Lebanese people serve as a powerful testament to their determination to rebuild and reform their country. In the face of adversity, they stand united,